everyone, it is a Loki Monster here, and with recent changes to the 3 versus 3 Pirate Siege that you can now run solo, I'm going to show you my secrets to run this super fast. Now to get to Pirate Siege, just bring up your menu and hit travel, and then you want to go down to Mysterious Islands and Lalosia. And once you're here, just go up on the ship here, and we're going to talk to Captain Rhubarb. Just click on him here, and then at the very bottom, there's the pirate cabin. Now, as for class choice, I am going with Berserker. Now, if you don't have Berserker, Warrior is also a very good option. And out the outside edge, Ranger isn't bad either. Basically, what you want is a class that is really good for mobs, and you want your cross skill to be the Seismic Slam. Now, we have a good mob killing class. We're going to enter the siege and just click on the top button here. Now you have 30 seconds to get ready before the battle begins. What you're going to be doing is defending the ship's deck. Now, as far as views go, you want to zoom in or you're going to get pieces of the ship interfering with your view. So just get a comfortable position before the battle starts, and you want to jump in right away and get all of their attention. The idea is to keep them away from the hatch on the ship's deck. You can actually see where it's marked ship's deck right above it. Now, as for technique, well, just try to stay alive as long as possible while picking up the siege tokens. Now, the minimum you need is 15 siege tokens for just a simple crew, 20 for the bilge rats, which is the elite crew, and 30 for the captain. Now, as far as cannonballs go and cannons, you don't want them running solo. In fact, they're not actually very good when you're in an actual battle either, because these mobs will attack those cannons and destroy them. And when you're solo, you have absolutely no way of defending the cannon and shooting it at the same time. Your cannon will get destroyed every time. So I'm going to try to stay alive here as long as possible to get 15. And once I've gotten 15, then I'm not going to care much about my health, because I want to get a crew as quickly as possible, because the more crew you have attacking their ship's deck, the quicker it gets destroyed. As you can see, mine's barely been touched, and the opposing ship has already lost 1/3 of its HP. As you can see, it doesn't really matter if you die here, because the damage you've inflicted on these pirates will always stay there. They don't reset. It doesn't work that way like other areas where you die and then all of a sudden they've all reset, because the ship's deck is actually aggravating them. So as long as they're aggroed, they're not going to reset for their health. The easy way to explain this is that the ship is sort of like your teammate. So as long as your ship's alive, then these guys won't reset. So as soon as you get your first 15, you're going to want to craft your first crew. Now, I do have my 15, and so I'm not worrying about my health, but instead of just running up there, which takes a few seconds, and then you have to worry about whether you're out of combat, and you could actually die being shot by them while running up there. So I basically just stop healing myself, so inevitably I'm going to die very soon. Rather than taking the trip all the way up there, I just die, and 3 seconds later I'm revived and right there out of combat and can buy my pirate elite. Now, I could have got basic ones, but if you can get elite or a pirate captain, go for the bigger one, because they do way more damage. So as you can see, we're now well over halfway to killing them on our first point, and still they've barely got a scratch on us. And now, once again, you want to try to stay alive until you have 15. Don't worry if you don't, because you can see you've got a lot of wiggle room here. This is just to make it as fast as possible. No matter what class you use, you pretty well can't lose solo siege because you have a one-man advantage. But You can be in here a lot longer if you are using a class where you're only picking one of these guys off at a time instead of doing damage to all of them. The fastest run I was able to do it with Berserker was just under 7 minutes, but the average is about 7 to 8 minutes. And believe it or not, that fast run, well, there's a little bit of RNG with it, but it was 3 of the simplest crews. There were no bigger ones, none of the elite, none of the captains. So simple is sometimes best. I found with warrior class it was adding about an extra 2-3 minutes, and ranger even a little bit more. So you can imagine if you didn't have a mob class just how much longer you're extending this. And with the number of times you're going to actually have to run this to actually craft any of the items here, you want to go as fast as possible. Like, I'll be honest, I've crafted almost every item here. I'm just working on a few pieces that I didn't get, like the gloves and the helms. I didn't really like them that much, but I do want to complete my collection. Now at this point, I've just scored my first point. We're about 5.5 minutes in, and look how fast their side is going down now. It's almost equivalent to the amount I've lost the entire time, and that will just start going down faster and faster. It's just incredible to see how fast it goes down once you have all those crews over there. So I want to try to get one more crew over there to take them out, and once I've got that, it's only going to be a matter of seconds before they go down. And this technique really transfers well to playing against other people. Ever since I threw away using the cannons entirely, I have never lost a battle here, even against 2 other opponents. And I think part of the reason for this is everybody is fixated on the cannons, because when this came out, all the YouTubers at the time, Bailey and the rest, everybody was telling everyone the cannons do the most damage. Well, yeah, the cannons do the most damage, but it takes forever to craft a cannon and you can't defend them. So you really are better off just trying to overwhelm the other side with mobs and make it harder for them to collect any tokens and score against you. So I'm about to let myself die here because I only have 1/3 of their ship left. I want to take advantage of the last little bit of tokens I get. So I have enough here, and I'm going to buy just a simple pirate crew. And you can only have 2 bilge rats, so just keep in mind you can only have 3 crews, 2 bilge rats, and only 1 pirate captain. So don't craft something that you can't use at this point. But watch this, it's going down so fast, it's only a matter of seconds to this game is over. I really don't have to even fight them anymore. It's not going to change anything, but I do want to tag them for the XP that I'm going to get when they all drop dead at the end right here. I always like watching the ship blow up at the end. It's so satisfying. So there's no point in picking up the tokens, because if you pick them up the second the battle ends, they are immediately taken out. Sometimes you can actually see it go from the number you picked up to 0. I was hoping to catch that on film, but it didn't happen. So once you get to the island and open the chest, you'll get some plundered goods, but you'll also get a chance of getting a plundered horde as well. You're also going to want to check the island. There is a chance that you're going to find a little tiny chest, and it will contain usually plundered goods or dirty laundry. Now, the dirty laundry is a super rare drop required for the Cuddly Buddy Teddy Bear Bobber questline. So, if you do get it to drop, you definitely want to pick it up. I also want to mention, if you've never been to this island before, on this rock I'm standing on, if you turn around, go near the shore, there is actually a title there that you can find if you wander around and search for it. I want to thank you all for joining me, and if you like my videos, please hit that thumbs up and subscribe. Every little bit helps. Bye-bye.